A remake. A remaster. Bethesda hopes to tap into old magic and recapture the wonder of Oblivion. For any game to make it, their chances of good review are cut in half if it's not fun in the first 4.8 hours.
Find him and close shut the jaws of Oblivion.
Right off the bat, compiling shaders. This obviously isn't the first game to do it on startup, but we're talking 10 minutes. Hopefully it's just for the first time, but we'll see. Feature note, this was the only time we did it. Again, we get it, future tech and all, but it's still not good. After that though, we get a pretty good character creator, plenty of options for facial crafting. There is the body type 1 and 2, instead of the former male and female. Make of that what you will. Overall though, way better than lots of other games. You can definitely make some monstrosities, but don't do that. Just make a normal looking guy. Once you get into the game proper, man does it look good. If the title didn't say remaster, and you didn't know Oblivion was already out, then from the first moment, this feels like a modern game. No, it's not quite on par with something that's made in the current era, but the textures look great, the lighting looks great, and maybe comparing it to some of the lesser examples, it's definitely punching above its weight. Moving our way through the sewers, we die. Quite a bit. Max difficulty is unforgiving, and saves coming our way through, we finally reach the outside. And again, we are taken aback at how great things look. With the render distance, we can see far off towers, the global lighting looks great with the shadows, and the foliage is denser than I remember, but also looks realistic. There is this weird effect with the water that my sword is doing, but again, minor gripe, just put the sword away. We've died more than I want to admit, so let's turn that difficulty down a notch. We'll go into that a little bit more later, and make our way to Wayne Priory.
I heard that thieves broke into the Arcane University, the Imperial Legion compound, and the temple all on the same night. Wait a minute, let me do that one again.
After a stroll through the forest, we get to Wayne Priory and talk to Joffrey. It's at this point that I'm hit with this feeling. It's a mixture of nostalgia, adventure, excitement. I think it's the music that does the heavy lifting here. It's inviting and cheerful, and I'm reminded of the theme from Lord of the Rings. The beginning scenes where they're still in the Shire, just making off on their adventure. Things are still calm here. And even after talking to Joffrey about the horrors of Oblivion, it doesn't feel like the end times, but the start of this grand adventure. After selling a few things, we head off to the town of Kvatch to find the Emperor's heir. Did you know that there are more wolves in Tamriel than humans? And you have to kill every single one of them. Walking up on your first Oblivion gate is still something to remember. The fire looks fantastic. The shape of the gate, that classic Oblivion symbol, and the JPEG that almost looks like it's showing you what's on the other side. We go through the gate, and again, the realm of Oblivion does not disappoint. But this is again though where difficulty gets kind of wonky. Adept is far too easy, you take almost no damage, but one notch up to expert, and the damage you take is more than you can heal through. I've liked the game so far, but not enough to redo every single section because I forgot the quick save before every single enemy. We start fighting our way up this giant tower, we get to meet our first Dremora, the denizens of Oblivion, and after making our way to the top, find the sigil stone and close the gate. Finding ourselves back outside of Kvatch, thus begins the true siege.
Charge the courtyard! Leave none of them standing!
We're now past the common 2-hour refund window, and so far, we want to keep going. Not a scam as of yet. The Battle of Kvatch was less than I'd hoped for. Remembering the Civil War battles in Skyrim, that's what we were hoping for. Instead, we got a handful of more scamps and a lot more dialogue. This did show off, though, one of Oblivion's worst mechanics, gear health. My trusty sword would break, and while still usable, not doing its full damage. Of course, though, on this difficulty, you could probably punch the enemies down. And because I wasn't thinking, I used up all my repair hammers on my armor before the battle. I get it, stuff should break, but it's more of an annoyance than a real-life mechanic. With all of that dialogue, we did get to see some more of the faces during the battle. And for the most part, they look good. Definitely step up from the original, and I'm definitely reminded of L.A. Noire where they had those really expressive faces. The lip syncing is more than enough to get you through a conversation, and their expressions are easily readable to let you know what they're thinking. After the battle, we finally meet Barton, voiced by Sean Bean. And by the 9 does he have a voice for fantasy. While the character model looks a little bit more like Russell Crowe than Sean, he helps drive that Lord of the Rings feeling some more.
What plan? What are you talking about? I prayed to Akatosh all through that terrible night, but no help came. Only more Daedra. What can you possibly know that would help me make sense of this?
The rest of the hour is taken up with plot advancement. We make our way back to the capital and start doing some detective work.
Stop! You violated the law. Pay the court a fine or serve your sentence. Your stolen goods are now forfeit.
After bullying some nerd into giving us his book, we take on what has to be one of the most cliche missions in all of gaming. A trailing mission through a sewer. The end of it is actually kind of neat. We get to eavesdrop on a conversation, showing off the stealth that's possible, if you can call it that, and a hint at later missions. After a bit more dialogue, Oblivion does something interesting. They make us wait. So far, we've been just following along with the main story, and besides a Nirnroot quest, that's all there's been. But when this lizard lady asks us to give her a day for her to decipher what a book has to say, it feels like a day off. Go do what you want to do. This vast open world has more than just the main story for you to do. So we take the hint and immediately go gamble and fight. And thus begins our journey with side quests, the real meat and potatoes of the game, and what makes this a true open world. Every game has a main story, but Oblivion has more. The Fighters Guild, the Arena, the Dark Brotherhood, random Radiant and Fetch quests. It only took 4 hours to get there, but Oblivion is finally opening up, showing us what it really has to offer.
Please tell me you have some good news.
One of the common criticisms you'll hear about Skyrim is that the caves all look the same. And while, yeah, the ones in Oblivion kind of do, you can tell that it's the same asset packs, sure, but the fact that the lighting is more about the source as opposed to global illumination makes them feel different. After solving a secret, kind of wish there was a little bit less hand-holding, we learn about the secret cave base that the Myth of Dawn are occupying. And it feels unique. Winding passages, multiple pathways, the lights from the fires hiding and revealing things around each corner. It's almost enough to make me forget about the stupid lockpicking minigame. And with that, our final hour is over. Am I going to play more? Absolutely. But this, nor really any other review, can capture all that this game, content-wise, has to offer. And so far, even with the changes that have been made, this remaster, I think, sets a new bar for what a remaster can be. With that being said, there is another. Oblivion is a mod for Skyrim that completely recreates Oblivion using that updated creation engine. The team has been working on it for quite a few years now, and they are finally planning a release date later this year. They did get confirmation from Bethesda that they have their blessing to release the mod. Hopefully they stick to their word. While the official remaster took years to make, I'm sure they will get their money's worth well before the mod actually comes out. It'll be nice to see the comparison. Whereas the remaster was mostly visual, Oblivion is using the updated engine, classic bugs are now fixed, they have a new take on dungeons, overall a lot of creative decisions that make it more of a remake than a remaster. Thank you for making it to the end. This is kind of a new short review / first look format that we're trying out. If you like the concept, let me know. If you've already played this remaster and have some thoughts, definitely share them in a comment. If the Oblivion mod gives you any interest, we have a dedicated channel in our Discord keeping up with all of their updates, as well as one for Bethesda. Subscribe for more videos like these. Thank you and have a good one.